This is the underestimated horror film of 2006 named Big Bad Wolf. The film opens 7 years in the past in the deep, dense jungles of Cameroon. A tracking party of hunters is silently stalked through the brush by an unseen, hyper-aggressive wild animal. The beast ambushes the group, brutally mauling Scott Cowley. Before succumbing to his horrific injuries, Scott manages to use his radio to transmit a final, frantic warning about the lethal creature to his brother, Charlie Cowley. Afterwards, the timeline shifts to the present day. Derek Cowley is an ordinary teenager living with his mother Gwen and his intensely hostile, emotionally abusive stepfather, Mitch Toblot. Mitchell holds total control over the household, constantly belittling Derek. When Mitchell announces he is leaving town on an extended business trip, Derek takes the opportunity to plan an escape. He steals the keys to Mitchell's highly isolated private hunting cabin located deep in the woods off Fire Road 13. Derek gathers his closest friend, a fierce motorcycle-riding tomboy named Sam, along with 4 of their high school classmates. The group loads up and drives out into the middle of nowhere for a weekend getaway of drinking and partying. On the way, they get disoriented on the back roads and encounter a strange local man whose car was broken and Derek's girlfriend helped him to repair the car. Afterwards, teenagers ask the road to the cabin in the woods. Though initially cold and unhelpful, the man eventually gives them directions, clearing their path to the remote cabin. But he warned them that they should close the door of the cabin and do not leave it. The teenagers arrive at Mitchell's log cabin, unpack their gear, and begin drinking. The atmosphere is loud and celebratory as pairs break off around the house. Unbeknownst to them, a massive, muscular creature with glowing eyes is watching the cabin from the dark tree line, listening to their music and laughter. Meanwhile, Samantha is investigating the cabin and finds it pretty scary and strange. Besides, she sees a car of Derek's step farther outside. At this time, 2 friends of Derek have sexual relations at this time outside when unknown creature attacks them. Monster becomes slaughtering a girl. Her boyfriend tries to help her, but Werewolf easily pushes him away. The sexual partner realizes that he can be the next prey and run to the cabin, but anyway, Monster catches him and rips his legs off. The party turns into a bloodbath when a towering werewolf breaches the cabin. The monster attacks with terrifying speed and sadistic pleasure, utilizing its brute strength to tear off limbs and decapitate the teenagers one by one. Uniquely, this werewolf speaks during its hunt, taunting its victims with dark, Freddy Krueger-style humor and depraved commentary. Derek and Sam manage to evade the beast's grasp. They make a desperate escape into the night, leaving 4 of their friends dead. Derek and Sam are questioned by the local police. Traumatized and terrified that no one will believe a supernatural story, they lie to the investigators. They claim they were blindsided in the pitch black and have absolutely no idea what kind of animal or wild attacker slaughtered their classmates. Later, Samantha tries to convince Derek that they were attacked by Werewolf. Moreover, she guessed that Mitch is exactly the werewolf because she saw his car, and the cabin owns to Mitch as well. Samantha also asks Derek to check the back of Mitchell because she stabbed him with the axe. Later, Derek finds a calendar where Mitch made some strange dates marked as trips, and all those dates supposed to be a full moon. Deep in the night, teenager came in parents' room and tries to check the back of Mitch, but failed and escaped. Next day, Samantha plays with Mitch and all just to see the scar on the back, but she doesn't see anything due to regeneration. Back at home, Derek's uncle Charlie pays an unexpected visit. Seizing a moment of privacy, Derek and Sam break down and confide the truth to him. Because of his brother Scott's death in Cameroon years prior, Charlie takes their claims completely seriously. Charlie reveals that Mitchell was also in Cameroon during those original attacks and had a historical obsession with Derek's mother, Gwen. They realize Mitchell's business trip was a perfect alibi for the timeline of the cabin murders. Mitchell, of course, is not happy with Uncle Charlie's visit. Charlie cautions the teenagers that they cannot make a formal accusation without definitive proof. He uncovers a preserved hair sample from the beast that killed his brother years ago. To secure a matching sample from Mitchell, Sam courageously volunteers to sneak into Mitchell's bedroom while he is home. However, Mitchell catches her snooping. In a tense, highly uncomfortable sequence, Mitchell corners Sam and aggressively forces himself on her. Sam endures it just long enough to secretly retrieve the biological sample required for a DNA test. Sam delivers the sample, but when Derek discovers the exact details of what happened between Sam and his stepfather, it causes immediate emotional strain and anger between the two friends. Meanwhile, Mitchell grows paranoid. He notices Charlie hanging around the house and reconnecting with Gwen, and begins aggressively stalking Charlie's movements. Charlie mails the DNA samples to a lab for official testing. Mitchell intercepts the incoming mail, tearing open the package to find the conclusive laboratory results. Realizing his secret is entirely compromised, Mitchell ambushes Charlie and kidnaps him. Locked away in a secure location, Mitchell gloats to a captive Charlie. He shifts his physical form directly in front of him, revealing a terrifying truth. He is a mutated lycanthrope who does not need a full moon to shapeshift and can transform completely at will. Mitchell then brutally murders Charlie for interfering in his life. Derek uncovers the stray DNA reports proving Mitchell is the monster. Furious over his uncle's sudden disappearance, Derek directly confronts his stepfather. Concurrently, Gwen finally sees Mitchell's true abusive colors and explicitly states she is leaving him. In a fit of retaliatory rage, Mitchell abducts Sam. He contacts Derek with a strict ultimatum. If he ever wants to see Sam alive again, he must travel back out to the remote Fire Road 13 cabin alone. Armed with silver weaponry, Derek drives back out to the woods. When he arrives at the property, he discovers a completely unexpected complication. A fresh group of local college youths have driven out to the site, eager to explore the now locally infamous Massacre Cabin. Mitchell emerges from the woods, fully transforms into his massive werewolf state, and immediately ambushes the trespassing youths. He hunts them around the exterior and interior of the property, slaughtering them with sadistic glee while cracking vulgar jokes. Derek uses the chaotic distraction to locate and free Sam from her restraints. With the other teenagers dead, the talking werewolf turns its full attention back onto Derek and Sam. A violent, claustrophobic game of cat and mouse ensues throughout the cabin. Utilizing their silver weapons, the duo manages to heavily wound the beast. They douse the interior of the cabin with accelerant and strike a flame. The house is engulfed in a massive inferno, trapping Mitchell inside. As Mitchell burns alive within the collapsing structure, his melting face sneers at Derek. With his final breaths, he laughs and delivers a parting curse. Because Derek spilled his blood, the werewolf curse has now passed on to him. The cabin burns to the ground. As the sun rises over the smoking ashes, a traumatized Derek sits on the ground staring at his hands. Sam sits beside him, holding him tightly and promising that no matter what changes are coming, she will stay by his side. End of the story.